I have been in the creative industry for 15 years, almost 20 years now, and this is the one piece of advice that has stuck with me throughout my entire career. This advice is not something that I heard from some philosopher or I read from a book or from a TED Talk or something like that. I don't even know if TED Talks existed back then. So I went to school for broadcasting television and my specialty was video editing. I've been a video editor for, again, almost 20 years now, and also producing, writing, at times directing. You can actually angle your feet. See that green right over there? Just angle it a little bit that way. If you want to check out some of my work, you could see the link in the description below. My first job out of school, I was a video editor for a small production company. We edited online videos before, YouTube existed. I remember where I sat. I sat in a corner and my computer screen was faced towards the wall, so nobody could actually see what I was looking at. And at the time, I was really interested in motion graphics. I watched a lot of tutorials. I was a total nerd. There are probably two people who are the OGs of motion graphics tutorials. There's Andrew Kramer from Video Copilot, and the other one is Nick Campbell from Grayscale Gorilla. So I was watching this Nick Campbell tutorial. I don't even know what it was for, but I remember one video that I was watching. He said this: "If you're the best in the room, find another room." It hit me hard then, and it has stuck with me throughout my entire career. What's interesting is how the meaning of this changed as time went on, as I got older. And so when I was younger, I wanted to be the best in the room. That was the part, that part of the sentence is what really stuck with me. Being the best in the room. I wanted to be the very best, like no one ever was.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
Thanks, Ash. And I remember in that very first job, I was in a room with, maybe 2-3 other editors. I know this makes me sound like a total dick, but I believed I was the best editor in that room. And it frustrated me. Over time, I just got really just frustrated with the fact that I was no longer learning, that I was no longer growing. I got bored. Once I reached that pinnacle, I guess, of being the best, I just didn't want to be in that room anymore. It's sort of like when you finish a video game, that's it. What now? Eventually, I found another job where I was the only video editor. And at first, I was fine with it. But eventually, I think I got even more frustrated working there because I was the only one. I had no one to beat. I had no one to compare myself to. That was my mindset when I was younger, comparing myself to others. And I'm going to tell you right now that that is a losing game. You will constantly find yourself being disappointed because you're either going to be the only one in that room and you're the best by default. That's what happened to me at 2 jobs, actually. Or you will realize that there's always going to be someone better than you. That's just the reality. There are better video editors than me. There are better motion graphics designers than me. There are better music producers than me, better guitar players than me. As I got older, I didn't want to be better than other people. I wanted to be better than myself. Am I better than I was last year, last month, yesterday? And in my last job, I felt that I was the best that I could be in that specific situation and that I learned everything that I could. I felt that that place had nothing left to offer me. And that's one of the reasons why I quit, and that's why I'm here now. I think everyone should strive to be the best version of themselves, for themselves, not for other people, not to compare themselves with other people, and not to try to please other people. It's funny because now that I'm older, I don't care what other people think at all. Zero. I really don't care. What I really care about is, am I a better version of myself than I was last year, last month, yesterday? So for all the young creatives out there, people who are just starting out in their career, if you're the best in a room, find another room. But don't do it for other people. Do it for yourself.